Welcome back to the kitchen. Our special guest is here, Dr. Steve Miller. How are you?
Good, Alan. Good to be here.
And you're an orthopedic surgeon.
I am.
And so what do you do every day?
Well, I like to replace hips with artificial joints and knees, and I spend a lot of time in the operating room.
Well, I'm glad you're here in our little operating room, and we're going to cook some steaks today.
It's a beautiful kitchen, but I thought we were going to be doing barbecues.
Well, I thought you were coming to cook. You look like your horse is double parked outside. What's the deal?
Well, when I do a barbecue, I don't work in this environment. I'm working outdoors with big flames.
Well, we're going to be using a broiler and the stovetop later. I thought maybe you could cook with us here.
Well, I'd like to see what you do, but why don't you let me show you what I do?
Well, what are you going to do for us?
Well, I'm going to take a cut of beef called a sirloin tip, which we refer to as a tri-tip. It's a beautiful cut, and we cook it over a red oak. And so the smoke percolates up through the meat and gives it just a flavor that can't be beat.
And this tri-tip, where does it come from on a cow?
Well, it's part of the hip, and it's the muscle that lifts the leg away from the side of the body.
Nice big muscle?
Big muscle, nice and thick, real tender.
Wow. Well, listen, I'm all up for a little competition today. If you want a barbecue, I'm going to work in the kitchen, so I'll hit you with my best shot if you want to...
Well, let me show you the outdoor version first.
All right, well, hey, may the best man win.
All righty. What we're doing right here is getting the wood ready. This is oak wood. It's red oak. It's grown in Southern California in the Santa Barbara County area. And in order for us to burn this wood, it takes us an hour and a half to get it down to the coal size to put the meat on. So we get it started early. And to get it to catch, we've got to put a little bit of lighter fluid on it because it's so dense and hard. Very little air in this wood. There will be no cracking or popping while it cooks. So we soak it up a bit, and that'll let us get her lit and get the fire raging. Once it goes, it'll be hot as blazes. The red oak is puts a wonderful smoke flavor into the meat so that we can put our special coatings on this meat and get it all prepared, and then the smoke as it cooks for an hour and a half permeates through the meat and you get that flavor when you eat it. So, and we're going to use a special cut of meat, and that cut together with this smoke flavor has become a world famous barbecue in Santa Maria, California, which is on the Central Coast. And it's a cut of beef called a tri-tip, and it's the tip of the sirloin, which is really the top part of the hip right here, and it's really the muscle on the cow that allows them to lift their leg away from their body, and they come in pretty good sized pieces. It's been, most of the fat's been removed, and there's no bone in this meat, so it's all ready to salt and prepare for the barbecue. So this salt mixture is a mixture that gives it a special taste. It's got it's a proportioned mix of salt and pepper and garlic salt that we'll let sit on the meat here for about 45 minutes while we're getting ready to put it on. For the average person, we go about 1/3 of a pound to 1/2 of a pound. And for when we do football, high school football barbecues, we go up to as much as 2/3 of a pound per man. And the barbecues we put on, it's all you can eat, so everybody enjoys them. We don't cut them off halfway through the meal. Here it is. And my father made me this meat hook out of a shovel that I used to use a lot as a kid. At least I think that's what it's from. And then it's got a nice sharp hook on there, so I can hook that meat without having to mess with it, and lift them up and reach out over that flame. John will get into the action here with me, and we'll get that thing loaded up. We cooked 5 boxes at 350 pounds. Was our biggest barbecue, using 2.5 of these types of barbecuers full flat out. Now the way we keep track of this is at 1001, 1002, 1003. That's how I know I'm at the right temperature. 3 seconds at that, and as the fire cools a little bit, we'll start to lower that. So that'll now sit there, and we'll cook that for an hour and 15 minutes until it's just crusty brown on the outside and just medium to medium well on the inside. They've been cooking for 35 minutes, and this is the first turn. You cook it slow like this, it keeps the juice in there. Dogs are hanging out close by so they can keep an eye on anything that will fall off the grate. Oh, how sweet it is. This is the culmination of several hours work and a lot of dreaming, salivating. Even the dogs are wandering around waiting for a little tidbit. Oh, there it is. I really have to taste it, you know. It's not complete until the chef tastes it. Oh. When I used to live in South America, when something was really good, we showed it by doing this. But this meat is so good, he gets one of these. Sweet.
Well, I got to give you your due, Steve. That was pretty fantastic.
Good, I'm glad you liked it.
Well, and I still got a little whiff of that smoke off you. I tell you, it smells pretty good.
It does.
Well, I'll tell you, I'm going to be cooking my steak in here, and when we come back, we're going to go to the broiler. Are you ready for that?
I'm ready.
All right.
Looks good.
We're going to do a little bit of porterhouse in a special way when we come back.
John, today